And welcome back to Survivor 50 Seasons in 50 Days. I just finished watching Survivor One World, a season that I know many fans are not the fondest of, and we'll kind of talk about why that might be the case or might not be the case. Ken Spradlin, one of the most dominant winners in the history of the show, according to the fandom and to, I feel like, anyone that is logical. Today, I am joined by first time people on the recap. I didn't have them for 42 or 46, but I definitely have them for 50. We have Matt and Katie. Thank you so much for joining me on this. I know y'all are both newer to the fandom, so I just want to kind of get into this. What was your initial reaction to One World when you were actually done with it? Did you enjoy most of it, or were you like, that wasn't it? That wasn't it.
So here's the thing. I enjoy every season of Survivor. I'm never mad that I watched it, But I feel like it was all about extremes. And I think the casting is where it lost me.
And don't worry, we're gonna get to casting in a second. Matt.
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't like this season.
So I don't think that it would surprise you guys to both know that One World is historically looked at as one of the worst seasons of all time. For me, it's always been bottom tier, whatever that means. I always try to look for the bright sides of One World, and I do think that it does have bright spots here and there. And I do think that even though the casting is not the best, there are still some fun casting choices here, and also just some weird ones, and then outright despicable ones. And we'll kind of get to that. So this is the third season that we've done men versus women. We had it in season 6 in Amazon. We had it in season 9 with Vanuatu, and then they waited many years before they brought it back. And I think for the twist of having a one world twist, it does kind of work. Katie, back to you. As far as the one world twist, what were your thoughts on it? And also, men versus women, are you a fan?
I love the concept of one world. I think I watch reality TV from like a sociological perspective where I like to think of it as like how people are interacting in like this microcosm of a tiny little environment, and that's one of the things I really like about Survivor, especially the older seasons, because people are literally surviving. um, and it's cool to see like how they devolve. Um, I don't like One World with men versus women.
And why is that?
I just think like again, it's the extremes. What's the easiest way to divide this whole one world? And it just creates like this bad environment from the very get-go.
Yeah, Matt, were you? I don't know if I don't have you seen the first two Men vs. Women seasons? Probably not, right? But even if you
I
have,
feel like we saw
uh,
season 6.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
so are you a
yeah.
fan of
Amazon.
Men vs. Women?
Yeah, I don't think maybe 9. I don't know.
I don't think we
Um,
saw 9, but we saw 6, I'm pretty sure.
it kind of felt like a merge before the merge, but I didn't
Yeah,
like. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, and I do agree with Katie that like the one world twist by itself is a lot of fun. It's one of those things that I feel like I want to come back down the line and maybe get better casting, maybe not divide them by men and women, and something that we're going to talk about later. When the swap happens, don't put them on two different beaches. Just continue to have them living in the same spot because now we have
Yeah, it just
everything.
felt like it didn't flow. Like the sequence went like all together, separate, and now back all together, but divided because we were separated. It just didn't flow.
It didn't flow. It didn't flow well, and I do agree with that. And Gabe in the chats, I guess we'll just touch on this now. There are only 3 or 4 people on this season that weren't recruits. There were only like 3 or 4 people in the season that actually applied for the show, and just so happens that those people are the ones that do very well in the season. Specifically, Colton aside, but like Kim, Troyzan, and Colton do very well in the season, despite
Oh,
where Colton ultimately ends up. Katie, I saw your face with that. Are you surprised by that?
not at all. I'm not.
I guess I am because I just didn't know it. I think like I think you know this, but I don't watch The Bachelor, but I listen to like a lot of Bachelor podcasts, and casting is huge in that world of reality, like dating TV. Um, and so I don't know why I never thought about it being that way on Survivor.
Yeah, so we're very much at the timeline where they are bringing in a lot of recruits, a lot of models. I think this season, one of the generic whites was a model. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. No, it wasn't Jay.
Jay.
Was there a Jay this season? If there was a Jay,
Yes.
yeah, then Jay was I think Jay was a model. You know, that's what they were. This is the era of we're going to bring in a whole bunch of recruits and like 2 or 3 super fans. And so when you get the super fans that we get this season, we see how it ends up. Yes, we don't like Colton, but Colton has full control over his tribe that we end up getting moments that we're going to get to a little later. Troyzan's the only person to catch on to the fact that Kim is running the game. And Kim is running the game. Like this is one of those
awful.
When people like
time.
to shit on when people like to shit on the post-COVID era of Survivor, like, oh, they're all super fans. It's like, yes. But the alternative is we have steamrolls like this where it stops being fun because we all know what's going to happen. There is no way that people like Troyzan, even though he's saying the right thing, they're going to get rid of him because they assume that they have a chance against this woman at the end, and it leads to not the best as far as compelling television. I cast a person named Troyzan and Tarzan. I don't get where they were going with that, and this is because, and this is kind of getting to the casting of this season, because I think this is the most egregious as far as stunt casting of just like, we're going to get a little person who's never seen the show before. We're going to get Tarzan, who's never seen the show before, but like he's Tarzan. And
also, going to do that. Tarzan's real name is George. We looked it up.
His name is Greg.
Greg Smith. Sorry, wrong G name.
His name is Greg Smith. But
oh my god.
His name is Greg Smith. Like we're going to get these hot people like like Alicia, we're going to Christina, like and we're also going to just mix in a little bit with the 3 people that actually know what the show is. And it, once again, this kind of leads to like a unevenness of gameplay. And just speaking of Colton, just from jump, just talking about first couple of episodes, he's doing very horrible things for gay stereotypes. He's just like, I'm basically a girl, this, that, and the other. It's like, that doesn't make any sense, but live your life, Colton. The scene where he says, I'm a Republican, I don't do handouts, but like he's asking them for the idol, like, hey, if you find the idol, please give it to me because I can't do anything with it. Your first thoughts on Colton early on in the season?
Hated him.
Instant hate.
Still hate him. Still hate him.
I think that they purposely casted people that were like specific stereotypes. So Colton is like the bitchy gay guy. Alicia is like the bitchy spicy Latina. Kat is the dumb blonde. Tarzan's like the crazy old guy. He can't remember people's names. Like they specifically chose people that were the extreme archetypes that were going to like fit into slots. And for the most part, it worked. Like they fit into slots.
It's just that the slots that we want at this point. We just don't want. We don't want the overly catty gay guy. Like that's the thing. Is like
it's extreme. Like people aren't like that in real life, and if they are, you hope that somebody would like stand up to him. I think that was like the hardest thing for me to watch was like Jonas, who through the majority of his time on the season, I thought was like a decent human being, just being like, oh yeah, I'll like let him do whatever. What do you mean you're gonna let him do whatever? You're gonna like stand by and watch him act that way to another human being? Like that's fucked up.
Well, I guess Chelsea's awful.
Huh?
Who?
How they treat Chelsea.
Christina.
Or Christina.
Yeah. I was gonna say the only thing that happens to Chelsea is Tarzan brings up her boob job. It's like, oh, she hates me. She hates me because someone butchered her boob, which I don't think they did, but I'm not out there.
I mean, he put someone's panties on his head too.
So we're also at this point where, and I haven't said this phrase in a while, where a lot of the pre-merge men's tribe are generic whites. Because I sat here and said Jay, and that like I had to think about it on a second. I'm like, his name can't be Jay, but yeah, we have Jay, Michael, and then the first guy whose name I actually don't
Matt.
remember.
It's Matt.
Matt. His name was
Yeah.
Matt. Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
lawyer, an attorney, or something like that.
Banker,
Yes.
yeah.
Which
his stereotype is finance bro, even though it's before its time.
Yes, and I guess the thing is, you can't say that they're there to be cannon fodder because they're there more to be people that we look at. Like, okay, the people that like men can look at them, and the people that like women can look at, you know, Christina and all these other folks. But they don't really. Matt, he's a fun villain for the time he's there because he thinks he has full control over this men's tribe. And one of the good things Colton does do is get the, I don't know what they call them, but the rejects, you know, the average Joes, I think is what they actually, they get the average Joes together to go after the pretty folks. And you kind of want to root for them because outside of Colton, the average Joes are fine. And we do have Tarzan and Troyzan. Once again, just a weird casting choice to do that. We have Leaf, who is very apparent does not understand the game.
Sweet Leaf barely spoke this entire
Leaf
season.
got like 6 confessionals the entire season.
Yeah, I feel honestly kind of bad for him. Like, what a unique perspective to have on the show.
Pierced nips. He's got to be excited. He's got pierced nips.
Right? Did you see his like shark claw tooth necklace at like the final? I was like, that guy's got a story.
This guy has a story, but we never learned it.
It's like he's a straight guy.
I know nothing about him.
He's a phlebotomist.
I forgot about that until this time. It's like, it's a phlebotomist. What is that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know what it is, but like, where'd that come from? Also, so yeah, we talked about the cartoon characters that we have this season, specifically towards Tarzan and Troyzan. And I would say even I would put Christina in there, but more merge. Because like pre-merge, she does seem like she seems fine. Like Kat is another one. Christina seems fine pre-merge, and then she kind of gets this ditz at it once the merge happens. Katie, for you, who were some of the characters, whether they're good players or not, that stood out to you at the beginning of the game?
I mean, Colton immediately, and that's unfortunate because I really, really dislike him. But it is like he's so memorable in just every horrible thing he said and did. And then Kat was just like the epitome of a dumb blonde, and she just kept going with dumb things. And then the cousin, when it gets to the family thing, and you're like, okay, all right.
I'm like, are they from Alabama?
Well, Matt, was there anyone that stood out to you as far as character?
I wish Bill would have went a little further. I think he would have been kind of fun to see what would have happened with him. And then Kim was just so dominant, and like I kind of lost interest in the season because like once the numbers were her way, you already knew who was gonna win.
Yeah,
so, like,
we're going to talk a lot about Kim, but Jonas is another one where it's like, this guy's a chef, and he's just fun. Jonas is fun.
I loved Jonas so much until Final Tribal when he had to make it weird.
Yeah, but he was I thought he was just having fun. I didn't because he felt he was having fun.
And then Tarzan was like cheap humor.
Tarzan was.
Yeah.
And I guess we can talk about Tarzan right now because almost every other time I've watched this season, it's like, I don't know if I like this. And this time around, it's like, yeah, he sucks, but like in a fun TV way where I wouldn't want to play with him. And I feel bad for, specifically Chelsea having to play with him. Chelsea, Tarzan, get the hell off my island, off the island. Is one of my favorite voting confessionals. But like Tarzan as a player, or as a character, just we know him because he passed he got a 1600 on his SATs probably with the words he uses, just his facial expressions, the fact that he forgets Christina's name after Colton sits there and says, or not Christina, Monica, like saying Monica, her, and then that's Jonas.
Do you think he's doing as a troll?
No, and Jeff keeps asking him this season, like, hey, are you winding me up? Especially during the auction, where he was like, "I'm gonna keep the money because I want to do some renovations to my truck." And Jeff's like, "Are you winding me up?" And the girls are like, "No, he's going to keep the money to put new whatever on his truck until the letters come through. I liked Tarzan this time around. Am I crazy?
No, I had one note about Tarzan, and it said, "Why didn't Matthew, my husband, say that we had a quantum entanglement in our wedding vows? I want to love like Tarzan too."
Matt, the physics guy.
Yeah, I don't marry a physics guy without getting declarations of love like that. Like,
I don't have the vocabulary like he has.
You don't have the vocabulary of Greg Smith.
He's a plastic surgeon to think was.
No, I think
was.
I was very torn on him because again, I would hate to have like shared a space with him, I think. But watching him, the only thing I hated was the tribal where Bill got voted out. When he kind of got upset and was like, "I don't like that we're making about race." And I'm like, "Shut up. You just shut up."
Did you not hear what Colton just
Yeah. You think he's getting painted unfairly? That's what he said. I was like, no, he's getting painted just right. We have ears, we have eyes, we can see what's happening.
And I just kind of chalk that up to just him being an old white. That's fine. Like
yes, that's probably true.
Was it 2011?
He said we have a black president.
Yeah, so I think it was like 2011, 2012. So
just some of the stuff they said got away with is wild.
Don't worry. We are, like I said, we're still in the era where we're casting a lot of people that don't know what the show is, to the point where at the beginning of the season, Jeff says there's no Redemption Island and there are idols, which leads me to believe that most of these people have only seen the last 2 seasons, because Redemption Island is not a thing that has always existed. It only existed for the previous 2 seasons and never before that. But he says, yeah, we don't have Redemption Island, but we do have idols, which Sabrina finds fairly early, and before she has to give it off to Colton, who doesn't accept handouts, but he takes this.
Oh, that made me so mad when
he doesn't give them out either.
Yeah, he doesn't give them out either. That made me so mad.
His phrasing, not ours. This is also where we start to learn Alicia's weird hatred of Christina, like just the pre-swap hatred of Christina, where it's like Christina was making a solid deal. I thought, like, hey, we'll do 20 palm fronds if you guys
help with fire.
Yeah, give us with the fire and all that. Just pre-swap. Did you guys kind of figure out why Alicia had this weird thing with Christina?
No. I still don't get it. And then at the end, it was like they were like friends or like tied together in some way. And I was like, since when? Because like if I was treated that way, I would not piss on that person to put them out if they were on fire. Like that's incredible to me that Christina showed any type of decency towards her, because if somebody treated me that way, I would be livid.
It's the architect that you talked about yesterday. That she played.
Oh, okay. So, like, she's very submissive, and she's the only Asian girl in the cast. And I'm like, was that another like extreme stereotype that they were just like, we gotta have this girl? Like, she'll let people walk all over her.
And it didn't start off like that. It just like kind of grew, because at first, like, they got into that fight during the tribal that wasn't a tribal. When Courtney, I think her name was, got medevaced, they got into a fight, and Christina is standing up for herself. She's, that's bullshit. All this, it's like, and then she kind of.
I think she got beat down. Like you can't take that kind of abuse whenever you're in a situation that is so difficult to begin with, when you have no support, you're not eating, you're not sleeping. Like, she's probably mentally damaged by the end of this.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked about the swap tribe that she's on with both Colton and Alicia. Quickly, when Courtney does get hurt and Jeff kind of gives the option of men can either finish a challenge or women just go straight to tribal. I have in my notes, I get it, but that's shitty. It is shitty, but would you guys have also done what the men did and said, no, let's have them go to tribal? Because it is, we are trying to cut people in this game, so.
The men were confident they're going to win anyways.
Well, if that was the case, they would have done it.
So I thought it was shitty, yeah.
Yeah. But would you have done it?
Me?
Yeah, I'm torn personally. It's like I understand it's a game, and every advantage you can take, you should take. But so early on, to just throw a big old FU to half the beach is a little bit. Eh.
Who
If
spearheaded
it
that?
wasn't one world, if it wasn't one world, I think I'd be more I'd be more
Okay with it.
Yeah.
okay with it. Yeah. Because we have to go back to the same beach, yeah, it is kind of like, oh, sorry, I didn't vote for it, or like you try to get back in their good graces, or like sit there and shake your head as the tribe is telling him. And I think that's they cut to Colton. He's doing that. Yeah, I get it as a move because you are inevitably trying to get to the end, and you need people to go for that to happen. But it was just a shitty situation. Like
Yeah.
overall, there's no right or wrong answer to that. This is also where people start to get, even on the women's tribe, start to get really annoyed with Colton because he will not go away. And this
Yes,
is,
about
once
that.
again, you know, Colton is one of 3 people in the season that like know what the show is. They, understand the strategy, understand all of that. It's crazy that the social aspect of the game is something that he just wasn't, it feels like, aware of it. He couldn't tell that Sabrina and all these people were just like, hey, we just want to be by ourselves. We don't need you here. And so I think that's when he goes into full bully mode. Katie?
I yes. I think he was always in bully mode because I think that's who he is. um I think he was maybe like hiding it a little bit, but honestly, I don't know how to feel about him. At the beginning, I was like, oh, I mean, I get it. Maybe he doesn't, he doesn't feel like he fits in. Um, but yeah, he didn't even try. He didn't even try with the men. He just acted like he ran shit.
And shit, and we can talk about that now because he is able to convince these men to go to tribal after they lose a challenge. Now, before
No,
that,
they
it's
won.
already
They won the
or
challenge
after they won the challenge. Yeah.
Insane. Has that ever happened before and since?
No, never before, never since.
because
And it
it's the
shouldn't.
stupidest thing of all time.
No, but when you're playing with a bunch of jabronis, like, yeah, you can just kind of do that and
That's
expect them to fall in line. And so with Colton, it's like, okay, he has his vendetta against Bill because reasons. He's got this problem with
Yeah,
Leaf
we all know
because
why.
he's got this problem with Leaf, and Leaf did run his mouth. So I guess I understand that one because
but
it
did he
shows that
though? He
Leaf
was playing the game.
yes, but it shows that Leaf is untrustworthy. Like I'm not saying that I defend Colton, but it's like, okay, I understand why you would be annoyed with Leaf here because Leaf did break trust. With Bill, and what I had to learn today is apparently, allegedly, all of that, Bill had found Colton's idol and had thrown it into the water, which Prod was like, you can't do that because that is now his personal item. So they basically had to get it out, give it back to him. And I think that added fuel to the fire of I hate Bill. But even then, that's not the biggest that's not ghetto trash worthy of
What was his word?
referring to him as ghetto trash, which I don't think that anyone got the vibe that Bill
No,
was ghetto trash.
no,
Um,
like
um,
none. And he literally used those words, and I was flabbergasted.
we do get to that tribal, and it's funny. It's funny watching Jeff's face as they walk in. That part is funny.
He's like, what?
Yeah, he's just like, I almost feel like Prod didn't tell Jeff that this was happening because it did seem like a genuine reaction of them. Like, I feel like they tell Jeff a lot of stuff. I feel like they probably were like, hey, the tribe's on their way, and they walk in.
When
Matt,
did
did you
Jeff kind of take over like show running?
post 20? So like right around here, like he's a producer by this point. So like right
Okay.
around here. Yeah. Matt, are you surprised that they didn't get rid of Colton here?
No, because between him and Troyzan, the rest of them are a bunch of, like, in your words, jabroni idiots. They couldn't think. That's why I hated this season so much, because there's so many dumb people. there's 3 people that could actually think, and one of them was an asshole, and one was lost by the numbers, and the other one was Kim.
And the other one's
That's
Kim.
the season.
Katie, are you surprised? Like, even if you're not, like, we are shown that Jonas has a good head on his shoulders. Yeah. We're shown whatever we have of Leaf. Like, it's not like these people are supporting what Colton is saying. Do you think it's just more of a, we got to stay with the numbers and we're willing to sacrifice this?
Yeah, I think Jonas even said that at one point. He was like, "Oh, if you need me to be this or do this, like I'll do whatever to keep me here an extra day," basically. And I understand that to some extent for like gameplay purposes, but like it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
Like, the fact that you talked
And the tribal
the
goes
guys
into
into going in tribal tells you how much he just controlled the game on the men's side, and they just were spineless.
And they crumbled.
Well, it's good for
like after he left, basically.
And I get Troyzan not stepping in too, because he also understands, hey, I'm not going to, stir the pot right now, because if I stir the pot, then they're going to come after this Colt. Yeah. So you just kind of fall in line, and then when the merge hits, and that is when we start to get more of Troyzan once the merge hits. And
they were on different tribes too.
And so they were on different tribes during the swap. Exactly.
Yeah. And that's whenever he was at his worst.
And I think there was the 3 just generic whites in your term, Andrew, were on the team. They had they contributed nothing. And they were just numbers.
Yeah. Jay has an accent, and Michael had a frowny face.
He was tall.
Michael, Michael's tall.
He was tall.
Because during the water challenge, and
he could put the basketball in. Like,
yeah, he could.
Him and Leaf, and it's like, yeah, no shit. But we do swap here, and this is one of the most lopsided swaps in the history of the show. There is absolutely no chance that one tribe is going to win ever, and in fact, the only physically capable person on this tribe is Monica Culpepper, who they decide to blindside because
idiots.
Because they're idiots.
What was their actual reasoning?
Because she's the strongest.
It seemed like they thought that she was a threat later.
Idiots.
Yeah, it seemed like they just thought, oh yeah, when we get to the merge, Monica is like, do you understand that you have at least 2 rounds before you merge? You might want to just cut your ties and get rid of Tarzan or Christina or Leaf or just any of these people, because Monica wins like 3 or 4 immunities when she comes back for Blood versus Water, because she's in good shape for her early 40s. I think
physical, intelligent. I feel like she would have been one of my favorite players if she had lasted a lot longer.
Yeah. So I don't know if y'all have watched Blood versus Water yet, but she comes back for that season, and she does amazing in that season because she's not playing with crazy people. She's playing with people that actually understand what the game is all about. So please watch Blood versus Water. It's a great season.
It felt chaotic.
But they get rid of Monica Culpepper, and this is where we get both in the following episode and also in the secret scenes during the recap episode of Colton and Christina, or not Colton and Christina, Colton and Alicia making fun of Christina, doing slanty eyes, saying, hey, you can either jump in the fire or we're going to vote you out. You can, whatever, is good for you. And this is just peak Colton. And one of the many downsides this season is we never actually see him get his comeuppance.
No.
Like, yeah.
He gets the easiest out ever.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed about it. I mean, to some extent, I had in my notes, karma is a ruptured appendix, but at the same time, that it's not fair.
It's not.
I wanted to see him kicked in the balls so hard that his testicles ruptured. That's what I wanted.
I just want to see him voted out. I think it's him being
I wanted it to be worse.
I wanted to, and I mean, I'm going to spoil this for you, and I'm so sorry, but he comes back for blood.
No.
I knew that. I knew he was playing again.
And he quits that time. And when he quits, Jeff basically implies you quit the first time and you're quitting again, which is why there's this theory that Colton thought that he was going to be screwed no matter what once the merge hit. So instead of quitting, he faked having, appendicitis so that he
Oh,
would
he
be
didn't actually have it?
Well, that's the theory, and like the fact that
Yeah.
they kept Jeff, the fact that in Blood vs. Water they kept Jeff saying that in the actual episode of like you quit once before and you're quitting again. I think that leads a lot of people to believe that it was probably true that he at least put on an act to get, because he takes the idol. Like even Jeff sitting there like, oh Colton, where's the idol? It's like, oh I don't know. And
He had it on his neck.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's upsetting that he doesn't get at least get his game comeuppance.
Yeah.
He's like a top 3 least favorite all time for me.
I don't think there's anybody worse.
That's not
in the
true.
episodes or like the seasons we've
That's
seen.
true. Nope, there's worse.
Colton's 3 for me, like bottom 3 for me by a large, because, and this is the thing, is like he's a great confessionalist. Like he does give great confessionals. It's just like, unless you totally agree with what this man is saying, like on a fundamental level, you can't be entertained by it. But it's almost one of those, he's a good speech giver. I hate what he's saying, but I understand why they would bring him back, and I understand why.
He's a rating guy.
He's a rating guy, and this is where we're at in the show's history, because I know y'all haven't seen a lot of these seasons here, but like almost every season since Russell Hantz in 19 and 20, they have consistently casted people that are like so overly scummy, and then they get so much screen time that's like, they're just trying to replicate this by just casting these people. So like in Nicaragua, we have Nyanka, who's this black woman who just says all types of crazy shit. We have Colton, who's a gay male. Like we're basically making the black woman gay male version of Russell Hantz as we go along in the season that we don't have his nephew, which is the previous season and the season coming in a couple of days. It just doesn't lead, like,
oh, what is his
it becomes exhausting. It becomes very exhausting. But yes, they vote out Monica for reasons. Colton has appendicitis. And we hit merge. And this is where Kim's storyline really takes off on screen, because she's been there. Like we've seen, like they nominate Sabrina to be the leader of the tribe. And I do think Sabrina does a very good job. Sabrina's a very underappreciated character, at least for me. Like she does really good. Katie, go ahead.
Well, yeah, she got 2 votes at the final and clearly was well respected, and everybody was thinking like, oh, do I want to sit next? Like Kim and Chelsea both said, like, do we want to sit next to her like at the end, because she is so strong, but we don't see really any of that.
Yeah.
I think from the edit, I assumed that Chelsea would get more votes at the final than what she did. Sabrina got like no confessionals really. I mean, she got some at the end finally, whenever she's talking about like being a teacher that was laid off and like what she wants to share. That was beautiful. I like that a lot. But like throughout the whole season, she wasn't good at challenges. We didn't really see anything that she did like social game wise, other than talking to Kim.
That's all the other 2 did. They just talked to Kim and let Kim plot.
But was that the case, or is that what we saw? Because like, I'm very curious what the answer he was looking for was at the end that led him to vote for Sabrina.
I feel like Troyzan was always going to vote for not Kim. I felt like he
was just angry.
He was just angry, and he was just going to vote because he knew Sabrina. He knew that Kim was going to win. I think he was more trying to make sure she didn't win perfectly, which fine, whatever. Like Troy's, we're gonna get to Troyzan in a bit. But we do merge, and this is where the Kim Spradlin storyline kind of takes off, because we merge, and Jonas is the first person to kind of be clocked as, hey, we should probably do something about this. And it's like between Jonas, Tarzan, and Christina, I think. And it's like, Jonas is probably the most level-headed male out here. He's also probably the most liked because he's cooking the food. He gets into his little fight with Tarzan, but like I don't think anyone cared about that. What were your thoughts on Jonas and the limited time that we do get this season? Besides what he says at Tribal, I know he said he didn't enjoy that, but
no, 1,000%. I liked him so much before the final Tribal. My notes were literally, we expected more of you, Jonas. Why would you say that? You could have been better.
Jonas is a fun. He's a fun. He doesn't outstay his welcome. I can't imagine Jonas navigating the rest of the season. He goes when he needs to go.
He didn't really have a game plan, or he didn't make those connections to go anywhere. He just kind of was there for the ride, and he was at the end of the stop.
Yeah,
at the same time, I think he could have gone far. Like he was likable and level-headed, like you said. Like even he had like a little spat with Tarzan and made up with him, and like that's the kind of skill set I think you need to have to play a good social game.
Agreed.
So it was like,
get rid of someone who can unite the guys.
But again, Kim dominates by choosing him first. He's not the biggest physical threat at all. Not even close. Like, genius to get rid of him.
And then it's all downhill. Like, and this is
the numbers.
The last time I did this, One World kind of moved up in my personal rankings. It didn't move up like a crazy amount, but it's like, oh, okay, this is still fun. Today, it was not. There were many moments where it's like, okay, I'm just going to close my eyes and just listen to the episode because I'm exhausted and I hate this. Not because of anything that's actually happening. It's just this is so dull and it's so by the number until we get to the cat blindside. It's just we're just going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I guess there's another episode before the cat blindside that I do enjoy, but we do get rid of Mike and Jay, I think in that order, right? Yeah. Mike and Jay in that order. And then we get to the auction episode, which is probably my favorite episode of the season, because we start with Troyzan basically saying, I'm screwed if I don't win immunity this time. We go to the auction, which is very fun. Kim gets a shower, they get a cake, all of this, and Troyzan, there's an advantage, and they're basically telling Christina, hey, just bet $500, wager $500.
And then they're mad at her.
They're mad at her because she can't
so fucked up. It's so fucked up. She's their little
pawn.
But she has no spine either, though.
Like they just beat on her.
She won't help herself. She literally won't help herself.
Yeah, because she's mentally broken.
She's been broken down by these pieces of shit in her swap tribe that by the time she gets here, Alicia's her best friend. It's like, because she probably did a whole,
Stockholm syndrome.
It's like, oh, yes, you need
to. She's like, I need my abuser here.
Alicia,
she's one of the most delusional players I think I can ever watch is Alicia.
And we're going to get to her final tribal speech because that was a time. But Troyzan ultimately gets this advantage, which basically gives him a head start in the next immunity challenge. And "This is my island" is one of my favorite lines in the history of the show. And yes, it's obnoxious, but watching Sabrina react to it is like, yeah, I get it. But this man was going to go home that night. You can't expect him to just be like, hey, thank you so much for playing this challenge with me. It's like, no, fuck you guys. I'm not going home, and now you have to do something. What did you think of Troyzan's, I guess, anti-hero story arc?
Well, I wish they would have went further. I enjoyed it. I was like, maybe we can actually get some spice in the whole season. But no, he didn't win the next challenge, so that was the only hope I had.
Yeah, it was really entertaining while it was happening. Again, I would have hated it if I was there. So, and I that's my personality. I don't love a braggart. That's just not my forte. I'm gonna get angry if somebody is rubbing things in my face like that.
I would have said, "Who do you think you are? I am." That'd been better.
And I think this is where it kind of comes, because in seasons that we've had dominant alliances, and let's just say we're just talking about seasons that have dominant gender alliances, was really just this Micro and Vanuatu, because even in Amazon it doesn't happen. But Katie, as the female here, is that because Kim says at the beginning of the season, I wasn't really about doing the whole
girl power
all women thing, but then she becomes the best to ever run an all women's alliance. Is this something that you feel like you would kind of be open to while you're out there, even if it's not presented to you? Would you be the one that would pursue, like, hey, let's just get all of us together and see what happens?
Yeah, I think I'd always be open to it. I think like you automatically start on common ground. Like every woman universally has shared experiences that you can build a relationship off of. I'm sure that men have the same thing. So like always open to it. And then I think being divided, men versus women, it was going to happen. Like no matter what. It was just which one was going to win.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is that when the merge happens, and now they've had a swap, and Chelsea and Sabrina basically say, are we going to go with our swap tribe, or are we going to go with the women? And because they have the numbers on both ends, they can basically choose which way they want to go. Yeah, and so when they ultimately do choose the women, I think it's like the first episode of the merge. Sabrina and Kim go on the reward, and they're basically, yeah, hey, like it's gonna be the three of us, right? Like it's solidified from jump that it's Christina, or not. I keep saying Christina, Sabrina, Kim, and Chelsea that are going to the end.
Yeah. Well, even on day one, whenever they're walking back with their supplies, it's them plus Alicia. That they're like, it's the four of us. We're the strongest women here. Like, it's the four of us.
It turns out basically like they're four of the top five by the end of it. Matt, on the other end, Troyzan in this moment, once again, I feel like it really resonates with me, like because he is being portrayed as the underdog here. Yes, he's being obnoxious with it and whatever, but it's like, okay, his back is against the wall. You can't blame him. What did you think about Troyzan basically going against this all powerful women's alliance?
I think he's just competitive, and it's just the only thing he could do. Like, he wasn't gonna back down. He actually understood the game. He was like, maybe if I can get some momentum, I can sway a vote or two and keep going. But
which he should have.
Yeah.
But he kept saying like, hey, if we have four.
He tried so hard.
He tried so hard.
But looking back, it's 2020, and like he probably pissed off everyone. And so I don't think he would have ever won if he would have made the final three.
I don't think I agree. I think that there is a world, like if he goes to the end with Tarzan and Leaf, Troyzan's winning probably unanimously.
1000%.
What about if it's like him and two girls?
If he goes to the end with,
he has a chance.
If he goes to the end with Tarzan and Christina, I think that Troyzan wins.
What about
if he goes to the end with Tarzan and Alicia, no, he's not winning against Kim. He's not winning against Kim. No, he's not winning against Kim. But he's beating Alicia. I think he's beating Kat.
Sabrina?
And I think unless Kat goes and tells her story, I think Kat tells her story and she might still win. I don't think that Troyzan beats any of the final three that we actually get.
But what did Chelsea do?
I felt like Chelsea was fairly social. She was in on all the strategic talks with Sabrina and Kim. And I don't know who asked the question of I think Christina asked her, like,
why do you hate people?
So mean? Or something like that. Yeah. Why do you hate people? Yeah. Like, from what we're shown, she just doesn't like Tarzan. And it's like, yeah, I get it.
That's why I feel like we didn't see, like in the edit, we got like her as this like kind of tough country girl, but not necessarily like that cold-hearted bitch that she starts off by saying like, this was a choice that I had to make. And I feel like maybe we didn't necessarily get that side of her.
I think the editing in this season wasn't great either. Especially going to final. Because I'm like, I don't understand where these questions are coming from. And I'm like, what did I fall asleep? What did I miss something?
Yeah, because Leaf is just like hurt. He's very hurt during it. It's like, why? You knew you were next one up. You have to know you were next one up. Did you think you were going to the final three with these people? We don't see because they don't give us any Leaf.
No,
for some reason.
But I want to go back to the fact that like Troy should have been able to flip them. They should have flipped with Troy. In any other season, okay, like modern seasons, like of recent seasons, for certain somebody is flipping. These women were delusional.
No, Alicia was delusional.
And Christina. Oh, Christina didn't. Well, when Sabrina both her, I was like,
Sabrina's
I don't even think you
season
understand.
3.
Yeah, I don't think you understood how to like what the game was. Like when Sabrina says that, it's like, yeah, I don't think Christina understood what was happening
No.
most of the time. And that's why when Alicia compares her to one of her students, and it's like, once again, you're just an evil piece of shit, but like whatever. I don't understand, because Alicia has a lot of stands in the community, and it's like I don't get that. Yeah, oh yeah, Alicia has a lot of stands in the community. I mean,
is it because of her boobs?
That's the first thing I pointed out. I'm like, well,
yeah, immediately.
That's why she's here.
Immediately, Matt was like, "Are those boobs great, or am I blind?" And I said, "No, they're pretty nice boobs." Yeah.
There are a lot of nice boobs in this season. Like,
yeah,
that is.
I have a whole take on that.
Yeah, but you have the floor. Tell us about your boob take.
Yeah, so again, I come from like the world of like The Bachelor and Bachelorette, and in the early 2000s, the one podcast I listened to, which Game of Roses, shout out Aubrey, she specifically said, well, in Game of Roses, like the early seasons, they have what they call the boob zone, which was at that time, it was just like they would put the girls in the tiniest bikinis possible, and it would just be like girls in hot tubs and bikinis and boobs and butts and girls laying on lounge chairs and boobs and butts. And I was like, they don't even wear bikinis anymore. And look at these, like, these bikinis are falling off them. It's so impractical. Like, I felt terrible for these girls. Terrible. They're having to like run and fly onto like a baby oil. What was that P Diddy challenge? That was fucked up.
Yeah.
That was fucked up. Those girls could have popped an implant.
Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah.
Yeah. That was messed up. And then like they're having to like the balance beam challenge where they're like Kat was really bad at it. God bless her. But like that's harder for women. Like you have a lot more to navigate around. And that was one of the first ones.
Yeah, I obviously I appreciated the boobs on this season more than almost any other pair of boobs that I've seen on any season up to this
Great
point.
boobs. The whole season. I was like, these women are beautiful. Good on them. Every single one of them stunning.
And it's funny because Kim is never portrayed like I don't know. And I was watching it this time. It's like she doesn't get like a Parvati edit where it's like, oh, let's like look at her. Like Kim is in a bathing suit the entire season, and we never get like even when she's in the shower, they don't even play like sexy music in the background. It's like, oh, this fun music. Like, oh, Kim's in the shower, because she's being portrayed more as a strategic threat, a strategic beast than a flirt or whatever that the Parvati. And
that was her stereotype. She was the only one with a brain.
She was the only one with a brain. And this is the thing, and I won't call it revisionist history, because I do feel like the people, y'all don't know this, but people kind of look at Kim as the greatest winner of all time outside of Tony and Winners at War, because of what she was able to accomplish with this season. Every time I watch the season, it's like, yeah, I am one of those people. I think Kim is probably the second greatest winner of all time. But I feel like people just kind of forget that Sabrina and Chelsea were also just like, it's not like they were just these drones that like followed. Like they were in on these conversations. They were saying they had their own piece. They had their own stories. It wasn't just, oh yeah, we're just kind of doing whatever Kim tells us to do. Just based off of the edit, did y'all see that with? I know Matt, you brought up, well, what did Chelsea do? But did y'all see things here and there with Sabrina and Chelsea that was like, okay, yeah, I feel like this was probably a trio and not just Kim and two other lackeys.
Well, a little bit. I remember, did Chelsea win and they went somewhere on reward, and she said Kim said, I have to go back and fix all of the chaos.
That was Kim.
Yeah.
Was that Kim? But like I think Chelsea was involved in like de-escalating Kat. I think it was Kat that was upset. I think I was right. So.
I think that Sabrina was just erased. Like, I would have never thought of her as a threat based on the edit. Even the challenge where they had to like write the names down for like superlatives, but they were main superlatives.
Yeah.
And I think Sabrina, everybody wrote down for like the one that was like least contributing to camp. And I was like, we don't even see that. And but if that's the perception of her, then like why are they considering her a threat? Now, I thought that Chelsea, in my mind, was like the clear number two because she did have
Agreed.
strong bonds with a lot of the men. She won challenges. She, seemed to have a backbone where many on the season didn't. And so I thought, like, yeah, that's your clear number two, and not Sabrina. That's the one that I would have sent home instead of like I would have if I was Kim, I would have rather had Christina sit
And
next
she
to
get
me.
called out for that final travel. It's like, why didn't you just bring Christina? It's like,
Yeah.
she's gonna win no matter what. So she knows that. She knows she's gonna win no matter what.
Yeah,
I think going back to Chelsea, I think the editing didn't do her justice because it just showed Kim pulling all the strings. And like watching enough show, like you realize she is doing stuff. It's just not being
It's just not
shown.
being shown.
And sometimes you kind of forget about that. And it's like, oh, well, how did this? Yeah.
Oh, and this is one of the rare moments where we have a female winner where they actually show everything that they're doing
because they had to. Because it was men versus women, and there were 3 final women. They literally their hands were tied.
Yeah, they couldn't have some. Oh yeah, it was actually this guy's story, but psych, it's like no, we're just gonna get the Kim story from basically merge on. Just a couple things that I want to touch on before we get to the Cat blindside. The family visit. I know we already talked about it with Cat and her cousin and their weird language. And Tarzan in a very, very nice moment with his wife, and we get a nice moment during the auction where he bets all of his truck money to get the letter from his wife. This is one of those moments where I feel like we're getting genuine Greg. We're not getting Tarzan. We're getting Greg in these moments, and I do appreciate that. I appreciate when even I talked about it yesterday with Coach, where we can get moments where it's the real people and not the characters that they're trying to portray on the show. But the Cat blindside, which is just,
I think it'd be funny.
Poetic. It's poetic is what it is.
Yes, because it's one of those moments in the show where they don't even try to hide that this is going to happen. They like, we as an audience know it's going to be Cat that goes home. There is no other way that this is going to go down. And she's giving her, oh yeah, I love a blindside because I get to do like this. Ooh, ooh. And she goes home. And it is sad, like listening to her cry out the way, because you can tell her body goes into actual shock. Yeah. Because she can't believe it.
She put her hood up too when she left. She put her hood up when she left.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a mess.
For me, this is the best vote out of the season. Agree, disagree?
Agree.
Yeah, 100%. It's the only one that actually was like.
I also did not feel bad.
I think
Who
because
do you think was going home that vote?
Sabrina.
Yeah.
She thought that she was blindsiding Sabrina, and she was so excited to do it.
Is this and then didn't Tarzan say he helped with this?
I believe so. I think.
Well, he said that he helped them get a bunch of guys out.
Yeah. No, I think Tarzan said he was involved in this.
And she also, like, during her final words, she was like, I can't believe I got voted out before Tarzan and Christina. It's like, yeah, you did. You did get voted out before Tarzan and Christina.
Well, they were just like, they were pawns in the game. They're just pawns.
Matt kept saying this, like, during the season. Like, she was literally like a toddler.
Yes.
Yes, she was.
The frontal lobe development was not there yet at all.
And speaking of boob jobs,
yeah.
So Cat, this is so funny that Blood versus Water has 3 people from this season on it, but
Cat competes again?
Yeah, she does.
She's on Blood versus Water, with her boyfriend at the time, and during the reunion.
Is it her cousin?
No.
Sure?
During the reunion, she points out her boob job on screen. And it's like, she claims to have gotten it for him, and it's like, oh, okay.
Did Tarzan do it?
Yeah, I was just saying, did you get Tarzan to do it? So Kat will be back for Blood versus Water.
He's got big shoulders. He can take it when she's mad at him when he botched it.
Tarzan's vote out by Chelsea, like I mentioned at the beginning of this, is one of my favorites of all time because it's just Tarzan, please get the hell off the island. Like you can just tell that Chelsea is just done with this crazy man. I'll talk to y'all about this after we go off the air, but there are these it's called Ponderosa. If I don't know if I've ever told you guys about Ponderosa.
Yeah, we know about those.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So did you guys watch it for this season yet?
No.
You should, because it is, especially with this cast, it's very funny to see them interact after they're voted out the game and like how some like people are still not vibing with Tarzan by the time he gets there. It's like, we kind of hate you. Before we get to Final Tribal, is there anything y'all want to touch on that we haven't yet? I know that the season lacks as far as moments, but is there anything we haven't touched on before we get to Final?
I mean, I think you'll probably bring it up in Tribal, but Alicia being delusional and like just a straight up bitch, and I can't believe she's a special ed teacher. That boggles my mind. She has no empathy. She has no like social awareness. Just what is she doing? What is she doing?
Matt?
This came up. What was your thoughts on the challenges this season?
I thought they were fine. Like, I'm not a challenge person, so like I really like the memory challenge, mainly because when Troyzan went up against Kat and immediately let the lever go, and Jeff's just like, what? There's no way you memorized that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took forever. That was the first challenge I think the women win on the season.
Yeah.
I do like the plank, I guess, where they have to navigate around each other to get the one where Kat kept jumping in the water.
Or she just jumped in for no reason every time.
For no reason, and what is it? Nina kept calling her dumber than a box of hammers or dumber than a box of rocks or something like that. So I do like that one.
That was a forgettable character. I forgot about Nina until just now.
Because she's the only female. Besides Monica, she's the only female to go home pre-merge.
Yeah.
It's Courtney too. The second female to get voted out, I guess, pre-merge.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the challenges are okay.
I think as somebody that's like been watching the newer seasons, it's something that they don't do anymore is the reward challenges where they just come to them at the beach and they have to like proctor them themselves.
So that's not a thing that they do. Like this, I think the second season that they've ever done this, and they don't really do it again after this. And
I liked it. I like really liked it.
No.
In my head, it was, Jeff is just so done with this season that he doesn't want to come and do this.
He doesn't want to see Colton's face ever again.
Did it feel like was there a lot of reward challenges? Did it feel like
reward challenges are a thing? Yes, but like Jeff not proctoring the challenges is not a thing. This happens like in Samoa once, and then it happens twice here. And I think that might be it. Like, this is not a thing. I think it's just Jeff's like, I'm good. I don't want to go.
Like, maybe he was sick. Maybe he was battling a stomach bug that week, and he was like, I can't do it. We got to give these people something they can do by themselves.
He had appendicitis. It was contagious.
Yeah, it's contagious.
So we get to Final Tribal. So y'all said you already knew who won this season beforehand, right? Okay. Going in, just even though you know who's going to win, did you think that either one of the other two might, garner some votes, or did you think it was going to be maybe a sweep? Where were you?
I thought it was going to be 9-0.
No, I thought Chelsea had a shot. I didn't think Sabrina had a shot, and Sabrina actually got some votes. So I was surprised by that.
She got a petty vote from Troy and Leaf because Leaf.
Well, I don't know. I get I don't understand the Leaf. I think the Leaf might have just voted for Sabrina because he thought that she did better. Because we don't know anything about Leaf. Like, it didn't seem like Leaf was voting overly bitterly or anything. It just felt like
he was just sad.
He was a sad boy. He's a little
sad.
One
thing about Leaf. The only thing I know about Leaf is Colton calls him a munchkin. That's the only thing I know about him. And an Oompa Loompa. Yes. That's the only two things you know about Leaf.
Messed up.
because Cortland is a horrible human being. But you guys should still watch Blood versus Water. We Final Tribal, I think the speeches that kind of stand out. One is Tarzan's vote or Tarzan's speech, thanking them for letting him, be with his wife. Kat's speech,
Matt teared
obviously.
up. I just want to say, Matt teared up.
Good. I'm
I
glad
have a
you
soul. A soul.
Kat's speech is probably the speech that I usually tear up on. I don't think I teared up today on it, but Kat's speech usually gets me because it is basically just like, hey, you guys can't be pissed off at this. Like we played a game. I was hurt. It's just this is what we signed. And Kat, as a person that wasn't a fan of the game, was able to grasp that by the end of it.
I do feel like that was her moment of maturity, and maybe that's like the arc of her storyline in this season for sure. Is like, okay, she did grow and learn things, because boy, if she hadn't, there would be no redeemable qualities.
No. And I think like Jay's no, Michael no, Troyzan sort of like it just were there any jury speeches for y'all that you just kind of were like, no, that was fun, or that was overly pissy or overly whatever?
Those two and Alicia's.
Yeah, Alicia's
I'm saving Alicia last. I'm saving her last from purpose.
And then again, the Jonas thing just pissed me off. Like, why do you have to bring in how hot Chelsea is? Like, it doesn't. It's not. Yeah, I get it. She's beautiful.
I know.
But like, why? What does that have to do with anything? And why do you have to say that you've all been back at Ponderosa talking about it? Like, that's uncomfortable.
It's what they did. They've been there for so long. They didn't have nothing.
Jonas has been there for 2-ish weeks. Like he's
the mayor.
He's the mayor of Ponderosa. Alicia's final travel speech. So obviously
delusion.
It's an edited show and blah blah blah, and she actually could have had a chance. Who's to say? But let's just say we're watching. Like, let's just say we're living in a bubble where it's exactly what we see. We replace Kim with Alicia. Do you guys think there's a chance in hell that she gets even 3 votes?
No, I don't think she gets a vote. Who votes for?
I have a reason for asking this because, and Katie's kind of alluded to it earlier, so I want to see. So you say you don't think she gets any. Katie, do you think that she gets any?
I'm trying to think who's on
jury?
That's what I'm trying to run through in my head.
You just replace Alicia with Kim, and then you have.
Well, who would she taken though? Who would she taken with her to?
No, that's
just the same. So Sabrina and Chelsea are there.
So you would just have Jonas, Michael, Jay, Leaf, Troyzan, Kat, Tarzan, Christina, and Kim.
So I think Tarzan maybe. Just because he was with her on the other tribe.
I think Chelsea would have won. If it was like that.
I don't. If that was the case, then why didn't she get any votes in this tribal? Like,
Sabrina only got 2 because the one was a petty vote from Troyzan, and Leaf probably doesn't know how to spell Kim.
But why would they change their petty vote from Sabrina to Chelsea? No, that doesn't make sense.
That is true.
I think maybe she gets 2, and it's Leaf and Tarzan.
Okay. So where I was going with it is, I think that potentially, sadly,
she could have won.
Christina might.
Christina.
Like, I think everyone that watched what Alicia was doing to other people, I think this is finally their moment where they're like, no, you're a piece of shit. I'm not going to vote for you. I would hope that Christina would also do that, but like, based off of what you're saying and based off of how I've watched the season, I think that Christina probably votes for Alicia. But yes, I do think that Sabrina probably wins in this final 3, because I do think that Chelsea probably garners a few more votes. I think Alicia either gets shut out or she gets 1. Like, I
think she could have up to 3.
Yeah. Up to 3, and so it would be Tarzan, Leaf, and who else?
And Christina. You're right.
Why would Leaf vote for
Because Leaf lives his life, man. Like Leaf's got pierced nips. Like that's what he
They
does.
didn't even bring that up one time.
No, he had. They don't have to bring it up. We're looking at his pierced nips on screen the entire season. It's just there. He's just got pierced nips and a fedora.
He does have a fedora.
He's got a pierced nips and a fedora. But yes, Alicia sucks at Final Tribal. It's the worst. And ultimately, we do get Kim winning 7-2-0 over Sabrina. Kim, obviously, we're going to get back for Winners at War way down the line or in 2 weeks in real time for me. Sabrina was on the ballot to come back for second chances, didn't get voted in, and then they wanted her for Game Changers, and she turned it down. We get Monica Culpepper again. We get Kat again. We get fucking Colton Cumbie again, and I think
shut the fuck up. His last name is Cumbie.
Yeah, it is. Cumbie.
Cumbie. Colton Cumbie back. Just y'all don't have you guys don't have like the DVD cover pulled up, right?
No.
Okay. If you had to guess who the 6 people on the DVD cover were, who
for this season?
Oh no.
For this season, who are the 6 people on the cover?
Kim. Colton.
No, not Colton. Thank God.
Tarzan.
Troyzan. Alicia?
No.
Chelsea.
Christina.
No.
Sabrina?
No.
What?
It's got to be someone early that went out.
Is it Leaf?
No. Could you imagine? But no, it's not Leaf.
That's an awkward picture. Awkward angle.
Stop it.
Okay, Colton. One of them is Kat. Okay. And the other one is Monica Culpepper, yeah. Which, like, I'm not shitting on Monica. I was gonna say I'm not shitting on Monica this season because I think Monica did.
She didn't even make jury though. Why put her on the cover?
Because I do think that Prod just kind of saw the merge as just a bunch of cannon fodder, except for Tarzan, who's probably the biggest character on the season, Kat, who's probably the biggest blindside of the season, Troyzan, who's the biggest anti-hero of the season, Chelsea, who's hot according to the jury, Kim the winner, and then Monica Culpepper because
there wasn't many choices.
Like I said, I do think like if she could have made it, she would have gone far. Like I really liked her.
Like
do you know what's
the generic whites? You don't have anything.
Huh? What'd you say?
Like going back to who was on the cover, like who are you gonna pick? One of the 3, like the 5 generic whites to put on there?
Well, no, you put Sabrina. I feel like you put Sabrina there, and I feel like you put.
Yeah, she's one of your finalists. She should be on there.
In second.
Even if you put Colton on there, it would make sense storyline wise.
Yeah, like he dominated the season, like thought wise.
So, fun fact, before we start to wrap up, I said Monica comes back for Blood versus Water. I won't tell you how she does because I do want you guys to watch this season, but let's just say she does very well. Monica is not on the cover of Blood versus Water, and she makes merge, and she makes it decently far. She does not make the cover for Blood versus Water, where I feel like she's the 3rd main character of the entire season, but she makes the cover of One World. For me, like I said, One World is just dull, and it sucks because we have such a dominant win, and like there are fun little moments here, but like this is the first time where it's just like I overly regret doing this. But that'll change tomorrow. Matt, final thoughts on One World?
It sucked. No. I mean, it wasn't good. I thought it was really nice. Like the positive is like appreciating how dominant Kim was. That was like kind of cool to see. Like this person just dominated, and or is it bad casting and no one else knew how to play the game? Not really sure.
Bit of both.
I think Jeff kind of hated the season.
Yeah, that is true.
And
Jeff is not a fan of the season.
I didn't like the whole like one world men versus women. I think it started bad and it didn't have a chance to thrive. So I'd say it's
Katie?
a D plus.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
Katie?
cultural deep cut. I think it is super relevant to the times that we're currently in, where the world is so divided and all we see is extremes in either direction, in every which way, and they're fed to us constantly. So I think that this season was like a precursor for the world we live in now.
I do agree. I do want the one world twist again, but yes, I do agree. It's not good, but there are fun moments there. Okay, last two questions. Oh, so through 24 seasons, this is number 21 for me. So it's not the worst, obviously, but it's the fourth worst. Final two questions, Matt. If you were playing Survivor One World, who would your ally be?
Great question. I think it would be probably Troyzan because I'd be on the guys' tribe.
Okay, Katie.
I mean, is it egotistical to say like Kim and Chelsea because I feel like I'm a normal person?
No,
And
that's
like
fine.
I feel like I would have fallen in with the normal girls. I have like a little bit of country in me, so I feel like I would have understood Chelsea's perspective. Um, and I feel like I'm a little bit more like quiet and introverted, and I guess a little bit of a thinker like Kim. Um, I would have hated Alicia so much, and I think I would have stood up to her at some point. Like I just can't. I the fact that nobody said anything to them about how they were treating other people is wild.
Yeah, I do agree. Mine would be Jonas because I feel like me and Jonas would have the same type of personality.
I think I would have loved Jonas. Yeah.
Just like let these crazy people do crazy things, and let's just kind of do our own thing over here. If they want to vote this way, fine. Like I'll make my apologies after the game because it's $1 million. And then final question, Matt, something that the modern day fandom would not like about Survivor One World.
Oh, I don't think they would like I don't think they'd like the men versus women and they haven't brought it back in a long time. So I don't think they'd like it.
This is the last time we're getting it.
Yeah, I don't think they'd like it.
Katie?
To me, I think I don't want to say like the modern watchers because I am one of them, but also maybe I am. I think we're soft. And so I was like, oh, Jeff is really being kind of mean. Like in the challenges, I was like, oh wow, really?
That was my favorite part of the whole
really,
season.
we're really beating these people down. They haven't eaten or slept. Why do we have to critique their ability to shoot a coconut through a slingshot right now? Like,
I wish he did it more. Like,
hey, cut him a break.
That's like my favorite part is he just humiliating how bad these challenges were.
Alicia, pathetic. I
guess, that's sad.
Can we talk about how like she sucked in those challenges and then went back and was so mean to Christina about her sucking? And I was like, pot, kettle, black. Like, come on. Like, what? You suck.
I think for me, I don't think the fans would enjoy a steamroll. Like the fans love when like modern day fans love when there's a mix up where people
blindside
like each other. And really, with the exception of them flipping on Cat, they just kind of stay the course.
Yeah.
And that, like, you know what? If I were to ever play a game like this, like actual Survivor, that is probably what I would want to do too. Just keep everyone like this because soon as chaos starts, that's when I am no longer in control. And I think that, yes, it leads to boring television, but as a player, I feel like it's still very stressful because, like, at any moment, something bad could happen. And that's why I've always appreciated Kim's win. It's like, just because we're being bored by it does not mean that she isn't scared every day, because Troyzan is saying the right thing. And it's not like Sabrina and Chelsea are stupid. Like, they know what this is.
Yeah.
They're I've always appreciated Kim's win because she is able to just do like this without ever, trying to pull off some type of big move. It's like, no, we're just going to stay in line and we're just going to go to the end and let the best person win. Matt,
what Kim did is what Coach wished he could have done.
Exactly. And I don't have to talk about Coach again until June 28th. So, like, can we not? Can we not do that? Matt, Katie, thank you both so much I know we started a little late, but that's because I just finished the season a little later than usual. But thank you both so much for joining. Thank you to everyone in the chat, everyone that has been following along. Tomorrow I will be halfway done, which is very exciting. Make sure to continue to reach out on Instagram. It's like those messages have been super great. So thank you for that. And we'll see you tomorrow for Survivor Philippines. Philippines.